Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I hope y'all had a great day. So what we're doing today is on my first and second stream, I both did the same thing. I assembled two circuit boards that have to do with using a snow machine with automated Christmas light displays. And I have one board that I sell. I sell two boards. I have one board that I sell that is a controller for the snow machine that lets you actually control it with the computer. And then I have a second board that's just a really small relay board. It's half of this. It's like that big, that basically just takes care of automatically refilling the snow machine when the fluid gets low on it. So how the snow machines work is it's not actually real snow. It's basically just little clumps of bubbles, and it actually looks like really looks like snow, so it's kind of amazing. But it uses it's basically just a bubble solution to make the snow, and the snow machines themselves only have like a really small tank on them, maybe about this big, that only runs for probably only run for 5 minutes on that. But when you have an automated Christmas light display and it's on the top of your roof, you don't want to go up there and fill it every day or two. So I have a setup so that you can basically put a 5-gallon bucket of solution down on the ground, and then put a pump in it, and then you just put a float switch in both that bucket to make sure that there's fluid in that bucket, and then in the top, the little container at the top where the snow machine is, and then whenever it senses that that's full, it'll just pump a little bit of fluid back up into the top reservoir to keep it topped off and make sure it stays full. So I sell both of these boards on my Etsy store, and I just got an order for 6 of the relay boards, so I'm just going to assemble those. This is probably going to be a super short stream. It'll take I don't know, somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. I don't even know. But so we'll just get that taken care of, and that's really all I have planned for this stream. It's going to be super quick. So I have 6 right here. They're panelized, which means you have a bigger board that has multiple smaller boards in it, and then they're scored so you can just basically just break them apart. And I think it's going to be easier if I solder all the components on first while it's together and then break them apart. So I'm going to do that. So all these boards get on them it's literally just a relay, some screw terminals, and then 2 indicator LEDs and resistors. That's it. So this is going to be super quick. So I like to start with the lower components first and then move up to higher ones. So I'm going to do all the resistors. All the resistors are the same value, so it's super easy because they're just for the LEDs. We'll do those first, then probably the LEDs next, and then the screw terminals, and then the relays because they're the highest. And so I guess I'll probably just put the components on and then just sit this flat on the table. Because this is a silicone mat that can handle heat of being soldered on perfectly fine. It doesn't care. I do have this little board stand thing that you can, has springs on it, and you can put boards in it like that, and then flip them, if I can get it on here, right? There we go. And then flip them around and stuff. But for these, since, there's multiple boards, they should sit really level and everything. And I think it'll be easier to just sit it, flat on the table like that. So let me get all these other stuff out of the way here, because we're going to start with the resistors. And we'll need 12 of these. There we go, that should be 12. Now I'll put these away. I have this cool little 3D printed thing that helps to like perfectly bend resistor leads to size. So if I check, I think these are the smallest size. I'll give one a try with that. So you basically just put the resistor in there like that, and then it helps you just perfectly bend them along the sides like this. And then you have a perfectly, if I can get in focus, there we go, like a perfectly formed resistor right there. So that's kind of cool. That was just on Thingiverse. You can just search for it if you want one of those. So we're just gonna put it on all the resistors yet first, and yep, it looks like that's the right size. And then what I like to do is go flip it over to the back and just bend the leads outwards a little bit like that, and that just holds it in place so that it doesn't fall out when you're moving it around or anything. So I guess I'll just go through and bend all the resistors first, and then we'll stick them in. Okay, there we go, they're all bent. We just stick them in and then bend them over on the back. And each board gets 2 of these, and we have 6 boards total. So that one's finished. Getting a whole lot of reflections. Let me turn one of these lights off quick. That should fix that. There we go. No more reflections. That's a little bit better. And this will be the last one. There we go. And now I can just solder those all in. Sorry for the headphone noise. I keep hitting my mic with my headphones. Usually I wear wireless Bluetooth earbuds, but I wasn't planning on doing this stream and the batteries were very dead. So I had to move over to a pair of headphones. Alright, there we go. They're all soldered in. Got my little snippers here, so we'll cut all those off quick. More headphone noise. Okay, I guess the next best... Oh wait, I didn't even solder these ones. I entirely forgot about this board. I guess the next thing we'll do is solder these ones on. Okay, now we can move on to the next part. I'll do the LEDs next, since I think that's the next lowest part. So there's two LEDs on each one. There's a power on LED and then an LED that turns on when the pump's on. So the power LED is going to be green and then the pump LED is going to be red. So I should probably go through and put all of one on first and then all of the other one, or I'm going to get them all mixed up. I'll just solder all of these ones on too before I put the other ones on, because these leads are kind of in the way of the other ones. Now we can do the red ones. Okay, the LEDs are all finished up now. Guess we'll start working on these screw terminals now. There's a lot of these because there's 4 for each board, and they use a lot of solder, so it'll take a little bit longer. And also, I made these holes a little bit too big when I designed this board, so there's a lot of slop in here, and they like to go kind of crooked, but I like to try to keep them straight, so that takes a little bit extra time, so that way they don't look terrible. Also, since these have like shorter, thicker leads, I can't really bend them over to hold them in place, so this is going to be a little tricky to get the whole thing over at once. Might not be able to do this many at once, I don't know. That one's very broken. And I dumped a lot of these everywhere. I think this is going to be pretty much impossible to do at once. There's no way this is gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'll just have to do a couple at a time, I guess. Maybe even just one at a time. I'm just realizing the ones in the middle here aren't going to be fun to get because there's no way that I can really hold them while I flip them over. I'll figure something out. Maybe I could kind of hold them. Kind of holding one here by pressing against the side of my fingernail. There we go, that worked. can't stick with 2 at a time. Still tricky even on the outside to get these flipped over. Alright, how do we do keeping them straight? Some of them are a little crooked, but I'm not too worried about that. Like, this one's a little turned, and this one, and, well, a lot of them, pretty much all of them are slightly crooked, but they look fine to me. And now the only thing that's left is the relays, so we'll get those done. I have one relay here and a little thing that came with like 4, I think, and then have another 10 pack, so that'll be plenty for the rest of them. These have 5 pins, so they should be quite easy to keep in there and keep nice and flat and straight and all of that. Plus they're big cubes, so they have a really nice flat surface to sit on the table. Okay, I think everything started on there. Let me just get rid of this extra solder here and wind it back up. Okay, so now all I have to do is break these apart, which hopefully won't be too hard with components on it. And then clean up all the flux on the back, and then we can test them quickly. Yep, so that came apart pretty easily, and I'll need pliers for these. And then a little trick that I learned was that you can take like one of the edges like this and just kind of run it along the edges, the broken edges like this, and it basically just cleans them up nice and smooths them out and gets rid of any extra little strings or bumps or sharp spots or anything that were left on there from breaking them. So now to clean them up, I'm just going to use some rubbing alcohol to get rid of the flux on the back. And sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get all the residue off, like especially with larger boards I've had trouble with. But these ones should be pretty easy because I have a little container here that I can put some rubbing alcohol in, just like a little bit at the bottom. And then I should be able to basically just sit it in there and let it soak for a little bit. And then somewhere around here it is, I have an old toothbrush that I can just use to, get clean it off, and then I can dip it in again to get rid of all the residue on it. Because a lot of times, like if you put, maybe you have a toothbrush or something and you dip it in, and then you just try to clean it off like that, a lot of the residue stays on. It's really hard to get it off. And then I have a rag that we can use to dry them off. Even if you like to have them off with a rag, it's just really hard to get the last bit of residue off. Also, rubbing alcohol is fairly safe for electronics compared to water, which really water, if you use distilled water, is fine too. Hold on, my camera battery just died. I gotta put a new battery in quick. There we go, all back in action. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but that did leave some little water spots on there that you can kind of see them right there. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to dry this brush off as much as I can, and then I'm just gonna basically brush over them with a dry brush, and that should take most of the rest of that off. So I'm hoping that a whole bunch of the dirty alcohol didn't get on the front. It looks like it probably didn't. It's probably fine. That did seem to take that last little bit of residue off there pretty well. So I think these are finished. I do want to test them. So I'll probably have to get some like breadboard wires or something to stick in these to connect them.
Don't stop.
So let me go grab some breadboard wires quick. Be right back.
Let me explain something.
Okay, I have some. Let me grab a screwdriver now. This might take a while because I'm gonna have to go through and stick these all in here. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't have to screw them in. I might be able to just kind of stick them in there and they'll stay good enough. I'm gonna try that. And then I have a variable benchtop power supply. So let me get that set to 12 volts because that's what these run on. There we go. Okay, so it turned on. And if I take both these out, it turns off, so that's a good sign. Whoops, it's my headphones again. Let me grab my multimeter, and then we can make sure that we're actually getting 12 volts at the output. I know the relay is turning on. I'm sure they're fine, but I like to double check. So yep, we're getting about 12 volts. Then we take one of them out, and it goes down to nothing. Perfect. Now I just have to go through and do that with all of them. Ooh, looks like we got a bad LED on this one. Or bad resistor or something. That LED's not turning on. I'm gonna put that one aside for now and we'll check the next one. That's why I test them. Alright, so all good except this one that the LED isn't working on. So I'll look into that now and try to figure out what's going on. It's probably just a bad LED, but I don't see any shorts or anything. But I'll make sure that it's the LED and it's not the resistor or something else first. Because I don't really feel like doing extra work of replacing something if it's not the right problem or not the right part that's causing the problem. Okay, so if I'm correct, we should have 5 volts across this LED right here. Or sorry, 12 volts. Which, yes, we do. So yep, that's just a bad LED. The red LED on this one's bad. So I'll have to get that switched out. I have like an actual solder sucker that has a heating element and everything. It's like super nice. It's the best thing ever, but it takes like at least 5 minutes to warm up, so I don't want to wait for it for just two little connections here. So I'm just going to use this little solder sucker, which is Yeah, it gets the job done. Eventually. Sometimes. Sometimes if you don't get it right, it actually helps to put a little bit of solder back on. The other thing that I can try to do is just heat up both of these leads at the same time, especially because I don't really care about this LED because it's dead anyway. Almost got it out. It's because I bent those leads over, that's why it's staying in. Let me see if I can try to heat them up and then bend them back. There we go, now it's out. I should have just got my other solder sucker out. I would have had this done by now. There we go, there's one hole clear of solder. There we go. There's the other one. While I have this LED out, let me just double check quick that this resistor is fine, because there could have been like a short in that resistor that caused that LED to self-destruct. I don't think it was, but while I have it out, I'll check quick, just so I don't blow another LED. This should be, I think it's 680 ohms or somewhere around there. Yep, 0.68 kilo ohms, that's perfect. So it was just a bad LED. Okay, let's try this again now. Will it turn on? Yes, it will. It's just a bad LED. Perfect. And I'll just double check that this is giving us a 12 volt output. Yes, it is. Perfect. So there we go, we got 6 little relay boards all finished and ready to go. So that's gonna be it for this stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more streams like this, or hopefully something more interesting in the future, I know I have some projects lined up to do that will be more interesting. They'll be streaming. So there's a little button down below the stream that says follow. If you could hit that, that would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.